Are you done?
Where's your clapperboard?
Under your, it's over there. Welcome back to I Hate That Shit. Podcast about hating shit and loving life. We are back with your host, the always undescribably pleasant-ish adjacent.
Oh, that's so sweet. Hi, guys. It's Bonnie. Hope this finds you well. Liz is giving me shit as always. I don't know.
It's only in return. Don't act like I don't know why you always come on here. I victim like you're this sweet, innocent little angel who does nothing wrong.
Well, I can admit
You're like everybody bullies me.
I know I'm a bully. I'm a fucking bull, motherfuckers. Yeah, I'm good with that shit. Yeah.
Anyway,
how are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
More importantly, how was our guest?
Wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we got back Permillia again.
Yes, it's very nice. And you look very pretty today.
Thank you.
Oh, so nice.
I did my hair. I wore a dress.
Yeah, I mean, that's very rare, especially when we went and had tea and you didn't even wear a dress.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk
Bonnie's
to you anymore.
still salty about that.
Oh, yeah.
I wore flowers.
Yeah.
I had flowers.
She had
That was
flowers. Whatever. Anyway, what's up, Liz?
Nothing at all.
You don't have nothing good
I
to
just
say?
got off work. That's why I look like shit.
Oh, you do not look like shit.
That's
You're
always
too
I
pretty.
always come here like straight from work, pretty much.
Well, you can freshen up first if you feel like you need to.
That's
We're
fine.
we're not gonna say anything, are we, Permillia?
No, I think you look the same every time I see you.
Consistency is key.
It is.
I just can't. That's so funny.
Anyway,
Yes.
I feel like that's gonna be the theme of this. That was anyway. What were we talking about? Talking about some spooky stuff.
Well, I don't think paranormal activity is always spooky, but I think the energy that surrounds us should be explored. And when things happen to you, you know. If you know, you know. Am I right?
Yep.
And I know Permillia has some things to say about this. I mean, do you want to start off with telling a story? Well, let me tell mine because mine's probably not as long as your story is. I'll tell you
Go for it.
my paranormal story. We were living in England, London, outside London, and this place was called the Rutland Court Hotel. They sent all the military families, all the Air Force families there until they could find, housing for them, right? So this place was this old hotel. They had broken it down into apartments for people, like, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, 3 floors of these apartments. They were everyone in the building was American until till we all separated until they could find housing for everyone. This place was so damn haunted. It was the scariest place. I've never felt more paranormal activity and seen it too. The thing about that, you don't know until you know, and it's just that simple. You would walk up the stairs and you would just see these people floating by. It was that intense, that real. My mom, my sisters, my dad. If I became a scaredy cat, it was then. I'm telling you. My sister's bed levitated off the ground. The water, there was a sink in our bedroom, and it would turn on and off all the time. I mean, stuff like that happened in that building all the time. Downstairs in the dungeon, it was like, "Ye who enter here shall be lost." They had those signs, and you're like 6, 7, 8 years old. You're like, "I'm gonna go check it out," But it was so scary. The last time, this is the last story. The last time that I saw a ghost, there was probably 10 of us. That number might be lost to age, but mom and the ladies in the building were taking us to school, to the bus stop. And of course, living in England, it was early in the morning, it's foggy, it's drizzly, it's, England weather. And we're all standing there talking and waiting for the bus and stuff. And my mom turns and looks at this lady, and she's dressed like in what I remember, she had a blue cloak on. It had red stitching, and she looked kind of out of place because she had this a bonnet on her head. You know, there's things that I remember, and I'm pretty young at this age. And mom turned to say hi to her. You know, she was just walking by. So we all turned to look at her too. And then we turned back. You know, we're like, okay, whatever. And we turned the other way. And this lady was not walking on the ground. We dropped everything and just ran back home. Mom was like, get back here. Kids were like, no. I mean, it was all the kids in the place that lived there. There was so much paranormal activity in that place. I mean, England's haunted anyway, and it is scary because it's drizzy. You know, it's dark and damp. And I mean, the history on that, you know, on England is there's a lot of blood and guts and glory, you know. It was bad. So that's my paranormal story, one of them. What do you think of that? Wild, huh?
Oh, especially when you have a lot of people that see the
Yes.
exact same thing.
Exactly.
That's what's so amazing about
Exactly.
it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's something we talk about still, like me and my sisters, my mom. It's just, you don't know until you know. I mean, that's all I can say. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't believe in paranormal activity or ghosts or demons or spirits or whatever you want to call them, you know, but when it happens to you and you're touched in that way, you understand. And you understand the connection to all of it. I mean, I know you have a really good story to tell us.
Well, and certain people have certain gifts, and
Yep.
there's different things that people can do with those gifts. And I didn't realize that I could do out-of-body experiences.
I bet that was so wild.
Well, it was around 9/11, and when 9/11 happened in Arizona, we happened to still be early morning time, and we had somebody that called to let us know what was going on. And I had this dream. I woke up and was kind of trying to process what I had just seen. And I started talking out with my husband, but what I discovered was in my dream, I was up in the clouds and there were a lot of people around, and I was looking down on a very big city with tall buildings, and there was a lot of people up there with me. And I ended up going down to the buildings, and to me it was almost like skipping rocks, like all these different levels of buildings,
Right.
and I'm just kind of like going down.
How wild,
And
man.
I went into this building, and I was basically screaming at people to get out. And people were going upstairs, and it was just a really big entry area. And I was just yelling at everybody I could.
Right.
And then pretty soon I ended up going back up into like the clouds with
Right.
everybody else.
That's so wild. Do you feel like it was remote viewing, or do you think it was a total out of body experience?
I think I was an out of body. I wasn't just watching.
Right.
I was attempting to help people and do something.
About 911.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
That
so
was
wild.
the night before.
9/11 when the plane started.
But I'm saying
crashing.
That same day.
that was
I was
the
asleep.
day, like the night before or morning.
of.
It was that morning when we woke up, and here in
Right.
Arizona we have a 3-hour time difference
Right.
for
Yeah.
New York. So
Right.
It was right before, like the
Right.
dream experience, whatever
Right.
it was, like right before.
That's so wild,
I think
man.
happened?
I think the phone call that we got was that the building had fallen, and so when I woke up and my husband answered the phone, and then I was sitting there kind of taking in what I had seen, and then he said that, and we kind of started talking about what I thought I had dreamt. And he had been to New York, and so what I was describing to him was very familiar.
And
He
you
knew
never been?
exactly. I've never been to New York. I've
Wow.
been to LA. I've been into
Right.
large inner cities,
Right.
but not the buildings like what they have in New York. I'm
Right.
just not that kind of familiar with the entrance areas and how they
Right.
have coverings.
Right. Right.
We don't have that kind of weather here.
Yeah, the balcony covers, or what are they? Is that what they are? What are those?
The, like,
awnings.
marquees,
Yeah, and the
awnings.
awnings. Yeah, that's wild.
And I've never met anybody like I was there with a lot of other people, but I've never actually met anybody that had that same kind of watching a tragedy happen.
Right. That's wild, man. How does it affect you now? I mean, okay, so when you had that dream, 911 was happening or right before, but when you saw the devastation after all of that, what was going through your mind? When you were trying to help these people, like, hey, get out.
Yeah.
That's so wild, man.
They couldn't hear me.
Right.
And I just kept yelling at everybody I could. But yeah, for me, afterwards, it was, the whole country was in a complete
It was wild.
just tragedy and people trying to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I knew we were like, this is unprecedented.
Right.
And what was weird for the people that did live through it too, like,
Right.
we didn't have airlines flying, like your normalcy in life just wasn't.
It all
And
changed after that
people
day.
were
Yeah.
glued
Everything
to
did.
the TV.
Yep.
And maybe it was JFK, or there's very few moments in history where people literally stop what they're doing.
Yeah.
And are just fixated on the TV and what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure if JFK was one of the last times besides
Well,
9/11 that someone
since
did
then,
that.
it's
But that
been
was-
January 6th. That's for
Yes.
sure. We all watched that shit on TV. For sure.
Yeah, but was it to the same extent? Like, I remember when 9/11 happened, like, I was in school. I was in, like, first period.
Right.
And everybody stopped learning. Teachers stopped teaching.
TVs are on. Yeah.
Every school, every student would have
Yep.
told you this. Like,
Yep.
work stopped. Everybody just turned on the news.
It's so wild, man. And to feel like you were part of that.
And for
too.
days.
Yeah, for days. We were all
That's all you
fixated.
saw for, like,
But we
days.
all came together and did some good for these families and the victims. That's for sure. But we got to keep on plugging along, though. There was some stuff about 911 that relates to the paranormal part. Was like there's pictures. I'm sure some of them are hoaxes. You know how it is out there. But like there was one that showed the devil in the smoke and the fire. Have you guys seen that one?
Oh,
Have you seen that
no,
one,
but-
Liz? Or yeah, it's like wow.
I just saw the conspiracies that it was, like, pre-rigged and
Yeah.
the plane never hit.
Right, yeah, because they use CGI on that shit. How?
I'm like, yeah, but how do you explain to
People
people
that
standing
are- yeah.
that were there?
Or looking
Watching
at
it.
or watching out your window. How do you say that was rigged? That's the
I mean, I
things
could
that
see if
I
it
just
was, like,
don't
something
get.
that was only on TV or whatever, but when you're talking about, like, people were
There.
literally.
Yeah, watching it and fell down through the rubble.
Yeah.
Was that all fake too?
Apparently, it was all.
That's what I mean.
So
So
was it Bush? Was it Bush?
Yes.
Yeah, it was all George Bush.
Yeah,
W. Bush.
yeah, Junior.
Just to be clear.
Yeah, Junior.
was Junior.
It was Junior.
It was W.
But I mean, but that people
I'm just
will
kidding. I
come
don't
up
agree
with
with
that.
that.
Will come up with
Just so we're clear.
we know, but people will come up with all kinds of this conspiratorial theories, to
Yeah.
to do away with what's happening right in front of their eyes. Like you with your out of body experience. No one's gonna believe you.
I think it's to justify their own.
Because they don't know. I believe you because I've experienced my own paranormal stuff in my life.
And I haven't
So-
talked with very many people about it. I'm surprised that I am willing to talk about it publicly.
So what?
But that's something that I did experience. And
What about UFOs? That's the same thing. I mean, people see them. Remember the sky lights right here? What was that, 1997?
It was March 13th, 1997. It's dubbed the Phoenix Lights, and it has become somewhat of a legend in the state of Arizona and Nevada.
There was like 7. They were a triangle. Everyone in the whole city saw that.
I didn't, but I heard about it.
But you know what I mean? I mean, is that real? Or, or your eyes are lying to you?
That's like when all those kids got abducted in like 3 towns
Exactly.
on the same night.
Isn't that weird?
And everybody was like, no, they didn't. And they're like, no, there was a beam of light and the kid just disappeared. And then the kid was just back.
Yeah, it's the UFO.
And it was
taking 'em up.
a bunch of them. They're like, there was this weird thing in the sky.
I believe
I
it.
forgot where it happened.
Right,
Somewhere in the like Midwest, like Ohio,
right.
Illinois.
That farmland.
Well, not like the Illinois Great Lake area.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
In there.
All right.
And it was like 3 towns where it happened, all in the same night, all at the same time.
They were beamed up, got experimented on, and beamed right back down.
I don't know what happened to them. I went in there, but
Isn't that wild though? But then
it was that they
then
all
were just
had the
back.
same story. Everybody in town that
Believed
saw
them?
it.
Did they believe them?
Everybody that was around them that saw them,
And
like
that
saw
knew
it
them?
kind of happen. They would all say the same story over and over and over again. And everybody was like, "No, we're crazy." And it's like, but it's 3 different towns
Right.
and people who don't know each other.
other.
And it's all the exact same story, the exact same sound,
Right.
the same lights that were in the
Right.
sky.
Right. Come on, people. It's okay to
Even if you don't
to know-
believe it,
yeah,
you can still
still-
like stop and say, all right, well, maybe that something happened.
exactly.
Even if you don't agree it was aliens
Right.
and UFOs,
Right.
you can admit that, like, in that circumstance, at least something happened.
Well, and the U stands for unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is kind of, you can do a lot of leeway.
Anything
and give
could
you
really
room for
be a
that.
UFO. It's
Yeah.
just,
Well, didn't they change it to UAPs now? Unidentified air.
Unidentified anomalous phenomena. It used to be unidentified aerial phenomena, and before that it was the classic UFO, or unidentified flying object.
I don't know. I'm sorry. But
either way,
not
it's
a UFO
all
anymore.
it's all unidentified.
When
It
you
just
say
basically means
unidentified.
you don't know what it is.
I
So I mean,
agree.
even if it's a plane,
Right.
if you don't know what that plane is,
But could
It
the
is-
government be doing some shit? And
that's a
then not
lot of
telling
them. Is they're
us?
like they're testing planes and stuff.
Who knows? But remember, here I do gotta say this. Remember when area, what is it, 52-4? Area
51?
50, Area 51 went, I don't know, whatever. But remember, that was like the biggest secret, but everyone knew about it.
It's
then
technically a secret still. Nobody knows what actually happens there.
But they had to come out and say Area 51 did exist. Because remember, for a long
still does.
time, right? But they were saying it didn't exist
Yeah.
for the longest time. And now when people were starting to push and this and that, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, yeah, it exists.
They denied it as long as they could.
Could.
And then when they could not deny it anymore, they had to start.
yeah.
But when the forms that they sent out, they redacted a lot of things. They like
Of course they
blacked
did.
out
Yeah.
a lot of things when they did try
Or it's
to.
because they're lying
up.
and they're hiding. Where are they hiding? Are they hiding the lights that we see in the sky that people think are UFOs, right? I mean, who's to say? All I know is like a lot of people think it's paranormal activity.
They think they have alien corpses and stuff
Right.
on there.
And they're reverse
And like
engineering.
UFOs and
Yeah.
but the thing is, there are a lot of areas, especially in like Nevada. I know Area 51, I think, is in New Mexico.
No, it's in Nevada.
Is it in Nevada?
Yeah.
All right, well, there are a lot of spaces there that are, quote,
Right.
they're blacked out and, quote, don't
Right.
exist if you really
Right.
look on the
They're
map.
black sites.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when Roswell happened in 1947 down in New Mexico, remember everyone's like, oh my God, there's alien bodies. And then that dude came right back out the next day and said, oh no, it was just a weather balloon. So you know his first instinct, what he said was right. Because why would he say that? And then, of course, the government's like, oh, I'm mistaken. It wasn't a UFO or an alien. It was a weather balloon. How do you go from such a drastic story? You're lying. You're lying. Right? What do you think?
Well, there's a lot of plausible deniability that goes along with things, and it is hard to explain. And
It is.
there's groups that think aliens don't just come here And there's spaceships, there's good ones, there's bad ones.
Right.
There's ones that are concerned for our Earth. And
Right.
are coming and helping people and
Right.
counseling people
Right.
to do better in their own lives and take care of the Earth and care for people more, because we're getting a little out of touch.
Okay, see, I agree with that. Now, what you said, some people would think that you're crazy, right? I believe too, so I guess I'm crazy too, because I think that too. We're not the only people in the damn fucking universe.
If we're here, there's going to be others in other places.
There's so much shit on our earth that even the best experts and scientists don't know how that came to be.
Well,
right?
and
I mean, that's just the truth. I mean, Egypt, you can go all the way back to, who was it? The Sumerians were the first people. So, I mean, that's where we got our handwriting and all of that from, right? So, but they did all this shit. And we're like, now here we are so advanced in the future, but yet we don't even have some of the tools and knowledge to put some of that shit together now. Even with AI. Now maybe with AI it might be different. But AI is only as good as you program it, right? Isn't that how that works? Or am I wrong about that?
Probably.
I think that's how it works.
There are learning AIs, but they still have to be programmed in order to learn
Right.
properly. So no matter what, it's
Right.
all about
See,
the programming.
and it has a human touch. That's the bad thing. Because someone could program it to be bad. I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that. That's what I think. But this is a good place to transition into from paranormal to what we think would help heal people. You would say it better than I would, Permillia. What are we going to do on this next segment? We're going to talk about crystals
And
the energy that helps people. I do have something I do want to read before we get into that. This just totally, I think, will help a lot of people that don't understand. I think it would help them understand why we feel the way we do about crystals. Crystals, for sure, they have a lot of energy in them. So, let me see. Nikola Tesla said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration.
Awesome.
I 100% agree with that. Whether you believe in the power of crystals or not, science backs the remarkable ability of crystals to transform, absorb, amplify, and transmit energy. I agree with that.
A quartz watch
Yeah,
is exactly that.
exactly.
Quartz runs the watch. That little bit of energy vibration can keep that ticking on time.
Yeah, and when quartz is bent a certain way, this is what quartz looks like, you guys. Can you see that, Liz? This,
And that's a nice
Yeah.
clear quartz.
right? This is clear. This is probably the energy horse of all the crystals. This one used to be a pointed spear like this, right? When I first moved here from St. Thomas, I was cleansing my crystals underneath the eclipse that happened in September. I had them all outside, all my crystals. This one, I left them out there for 2 days, and I went back to gather them. This one was broken. I was all like, I started to freak out because I was like, what does that mean? What does that mean? It broke during the eclipse. I was freaking out. So, of course, I looked it up. It said that someone needed that energy, that I'm supposed to share it. So I gave it to my sister-in-law. I gave it to someone who really needed it.
The
and
broken tip.
Yep.
Wow.
And she said she loved it, and she said it helps, and she keeps it in her purse to this day.
How cool.
So but when you know those kinds of things, you're like, I had no idea that it was just. And the thing about it, when it broke, it must have jumped, because this piece was still where I had it laying on top of the wall. The other piece had fallen off. Isn't that wild? All that energy in here. It's so wild. This runs the world. It does computers. I mean, so much watches, everything, a lot of stuff. What do you think of that, Liz? You know that, though.
Yeah.
She doesn't care. She doesn't care about this stuff. I do. I love crystals because
I'm not I don't know. I'm not one of the like crystals people.
No. I can give you some. I try to give you some. But that's the thing, because it is a source of natural energy. And I think wearing them also helps you with your vibration and helps to get you whole. I feel to learn spiritual growth. I think if you, depending on what crystal you use, like this one, this is the rose quartz. This is called the love crystal. And like my old boss on island gave me that. But this, you gift someone this, it means you love them unconditionally. That's what the rose quartz is. What do you think? Do you agree?
Well, I think giving somebody a crystal is an excellent gift no matter what.
I agree with that too. It really is. It's just weird how they really vibrate. If you just bend these crystals just a certain way, they give off a voltage. How is that not energy? Right? It is energy, because
And some people are more susceptible to feeling it than others.
that is a fact.
So some people are susceptible to electromagnetic frequencies.
Right.
And so they're going to feel that much
That vibration.
more.
I agree with that. Here's a fun fact. If a bell was shaped from a single crystal of quartz, if it would ring for minutes after being tapped. Almost no energy is lost in the material. Isn't that crazy?
Crystal
Yeah.
bowls will continue to ring.
Yeah.
So you can hit
Yep.
it once
The
and the
vibration.
reverberation
Yeah.
just continues. And
Yeah. Isn't that neat?
It sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like people should go to these kind of places.
She does.
That do.
She
these kind of
she
healings.
does, people. She does. What was your last one? Was it the drum or was it the bowls when you went to Palm Springs?
Palm Springs, they have the big bowls.
The big bowls.
Yeah, Landers, California has a place called the Integratron, and they do sound baths, and that's literally what they specialize in.
Isn't that what you did?
And so, yeah, I've gone out there twice this year for a sound bath, and I'm telling you, I feel much less negativity this year than many years previously.
I believe that.
I have also been I found a local group that does different instruments. They do brass bowls and they do
good
other
for
things,
you.
but it's still all about releasing energy,
Yes.
getting rid of the bad
Yes.
to make room for the good.
Amen, sister. Where were you right before you came here? Didn't you go to something?
I was at the Realign Yourself Wellness Center.
What did they do?
Well, this is something I had never done this. I had never heard of body coding, and I thought, well, I wanted to go in and get just like an energy tune-up
Right.
with like Reiki.
Right.
But I thought I would go ahead and try this. It's similar but different. So they use technology. They use a computer, and then they use muscle testing, and the person that does it actually uses a pendulum and spirit guides.
Oh,
so
that's
she
cool.
asks spirit guides, and so she's asking my spirit guides how to
Right,
help.
right.
And we were just clearing out negative energy, and she goes through a whole bunch of things, and it's about toxins. It's about the environment. And I mean, the little things, the first session that I had, she was talking about food that I could eat. And
Right. Detoxifying your body.
well, and the things that were specifically good for us. So I do cashew milk, and then she was saying I could use black beans.
I'd
which
eat cashews
I'm
instead
not-
of drink the milk. Ooh.
I do milk with cashews,
Oh.
and I turn it into golden milk, which I add turmeric in and stuff. But
Okay, that's good. I just, I can't do all these milk things, these new milks out there. I just can't. I'm not even a big milk drinker, period, anyway, unless I'm having a Mexican bulldog or a Kahlua milk. That's it. But other than that,
yeah, I don't like the taste of cow's milk, but I do like the taste of cashew milk or almond milk.
See, that's just so weird. I mean, it's just like, how do you squeeze milk out of an almond? I mean,
They like press.
They
them.
press, right, of course.
On it.
But
They
I
don't-
know, but it seems
They don't
like
actually make milk. They don't have little teats. that
I
they
know
squeeze
that,
out.
motherfucker. I know that.
I throw my
Smart
cashews
ass.
in the blender. My cashews get blended up. So that's how I do it. The almonds, they say you to strain almonds, but you don't have to strain cashews.
I love cashews, man. I love almonds too. Those smokehouse almonds are my favorite. I just can't see drinking the milk. I guess because I see them more as a savory. Is the milk sweet?
You can add honey. I add honey.
They have some that are sweet.
No, that just comes out of the. Is it just sweet like that? Just
No, it tastes like cashews.
Really? Huh. Maybe I'll try some today. I have cashews in the cabinet. That's why. Anyway, I'm sorry I interrupted you. I just freaked out about that. So you're realigning. Did it go good?
I think it did.
Good. You feel better? You look better.
Each time I went, I felt a little lighter when I left.
See, that's good.
That's part of, I can't really put my finger on one thing or another. There were times as we were clearing things out that I felt lighter in one particular thing, whereas I didn't really feel on the others.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a process.
It is a process.
You gotta
Everything
find your
is a
way.
process. I mean, I'm telling you, man, getting too damn old for this process bullshit. Just kidding. I love my life.
Now we've perfected it, hopefully,
Yeah.
at our age.
Well, yeah, better than in our 20s and 30s, that's for sure. That is a damn straight for sure. Liz is learning. She's doing it. She's doing the hustle. She's getting it going on, you know? But anyway, speaking of vibrations and energy, that's why I think, like, look at all the songs that come out about that. What's the one by the Beach Boys? Good Vibrations. Mm-hmm. I mean, I really believe there's something to it. That back in the, what was it, the mid 80s, they had the harmonic convergence. Remember that? That was for all over the world. Everyone got together and held hands. Remember that?
Was that around the moon and the sun and the way
Yeah.
that the solar stuff was lining up?
The one where they held it in New Mexico was at Chaco Canyon. And that's just a spiritual place all by itself anyway. But I mean, what? People have lost that. I think, you know, the good vibrations, looking out for each other, saying it's okay if you fuck up, you know, not judging everybody. You know, I don't have to be the same as Liz, or I don't have to be the same as you. That doesn't mean that we can't be friends.
Right.
I don't get that. You know, I'm at a loss for words, but I'm telling you, people, get a crystal. You'll be happy. It will help you. Don't you think?
I think that is a great place to start, is go walk through a crystal store and see what calls to you.
Exactly.
There's different things and different colors.
Yes. I agree. I know you don't agree. Do you, or what do you think? You gonna give it a try?
No. No, I'm not. I mean, I'm happy it works for you, and I'm happy it works for whoever.
Right.
I'm not gonna knock somebody for it. But
No. I look at it
I don't do it.
No.
I'm not into it.
Do you what's the question I want to say?
I've heard little bits about it.
Right.
I'm not like completely
ignorant to it.
fully ignorant to it, but
You're not an ignorant person, so of course you know something. Yeah. But my thing about it is that what I take away from it is that if you do walk through a store like that, and there's rock shops, I'm a rock person anyway. I have rocks that aren't even crystals, you know? I mean, the kids have been giving me rocks forever, right? I love rocks. You know, I should have been a geologist? Should have been that, but I wasn't. But I think everything comes from the earth anyway. I mean, weed comes from the earth. We get a lot of stuff from the earth. I mean, aspirin is made from the bark of a tree. So why wouldn't crystals work for you too? I mean,
Yep. Well, people have heard of tree therapy.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. You go out of the city, you get in the tree's aura and that tree ambiance,
Right.
and you touch it and you feel it and you become one with the tree.
That's why Buddha
Walk
was
in the
under a tree.
shade.
That's why he was under a tree, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. We're just saying, you know. Might do yourself some good. Get some good vibrations around you. I mean, there's crystals for all kinds of things, for protection, you know, self-healing, self-awareness. I mean, there's all types of crystals. I have a bunch of them, you guys, a lot of them.
Well, and I think we both started out similar, where you start out with smaller rocks and you develop this love for it. And then all of a sudden you're collecting larger and more special ones.
Yeah.
And you kind of find these things
Right.
that nook into your life.
Yeah.
And
What do you have in the bag there? Is one obsidian?
no, I've got nephrite and Inca jade.
No, what does that one do?
So the tag says Stone of Abundance. connects with spirit guides, grounds during psychic work, aids in past life recall, helps remember dreams, brings emotional healing. It's a heart chakra stone, which is why I have it.
Right.
And even on the little tag, it says, feel the energy.
Exactly. That's cool.
So I like to keep the tags.
Oh, of course.
Because
so you can
sometimes
know
the
you
rocks look
wanna
very
know.
similar, and you can't tell them apart.
Yeah.
So if we put these two together, you'd be able to see slight
Oh,
nuances,
yeah,
but
yeah,
this
yeah.
is goldstone.
Oh, that's so pretty.
So this
Look at
one
that,
is the
Liz.
stone of ambition, vitality,
You
positive
just lost
attitude.
all the energy in the.
There's a lot of it. It jumped out of my hand. Seriously. That's
Stimulates
wild.
inner strength. Used for channeling star wisdom.
Ooh.
The sparkle is flecks of copper.
Wow.
And this is for the 2nd and 5th chakras.
Wow.
So if people are familiar with chakras, that is your Chinese medicine that
Yeah.
kind of
starts with your head, then your heart, then your
there's a whole bunch of chakras.
Solar plexus. There's one right there, your middle one.
And
What
then
is that one?
yep, that's your solar plexus.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
And then
about
you
the
have
names of them.
then you have the one your root chakra. That's the one by your ass. Right at the bottom of your spine. They're all on your spine.
They're all connected to your
Yep.
spine, and then you've got major ones, and then there's some minor ones.
It's all right. We got it though, girl. This is so cool. So do you want to take these home with you? Maybe sleep with them
you
under.
Keep your.
You can sleep
you
with
can
them under
keep
your bed.
energy.
You can sleep with them under the bed.
I don't want to steal your energy.
Whatever. I have lots to give. You know that. I have lots of energy to give when I'm not stone laying on the couch. But other than that, I think I got plenty.
So like right now,
Well, you know what I'm going to be doing after this.
when you're stoned sitting in front of a mic.
Yeah, I like that. That's why we do this, because it's fun. Hey, did you have a good time today?
Yeah.
Yeah? You got any final words to say? Anything you got to say?
Go feel a tree. Feel the energy.
Oh, feel a tree. I love that.
It's the new motto in life.
Yeah. Well, that's hug a tree has been around forever. Who started that? Was it the...
I don't know where
I
that
don't
term came
know.
from, but tree hugger, I love the expression.
Who did that?
I don't
Dang
know.
it. It's one of those wilderness groups. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
You just have to
people.
Google it later.
I will Google it later, and then I'll let you guys know. But anyway, wait. So is this our first one back, or is this?
I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
Come on, you're supposed
Yeah.
to know these. This is
Yeah.
the start of season 5, so it's very exciting. We're doing YouTubes and doing podcasting. It is a new world.
Yes, please check out the YouTube channel. I spent about an hour and 45 minutes editing this, and I would greatly appreciate you guys seeing my handiwork.
Isn't it fun?
It is.
It
I
is
like
fun.
being able to show that energy thing on just what we're talking about
Look at,
here.
yeah,
It's
and
like,
it jumped out of my hands. It's beautiful. But anyway, yeah, this is we're gonna just keep bringing you guys some good content, and like us and subscribe, and that's supposed to be all your lines.
Those are your lines.
Those are not my lines. Those are your lines. I don't even know
Like,
what the
subscribe, comment,
I don't even know what the lines are.
follow on Instagram at I
See?
Hate That Shit Official.
You know, you got it. See? What else?
Oh,
Anything else?
No.
Sorry, folks.
If
You
you
sure?
don't like, comment, and subscribe, Bonnie's gonna choke and die. That's from dropping the stone.
I'm telling you, it was weird. It jumped out of my hand. It's right there. Look at these. Well, see, if you could see, you would see that we have crystals out over here. Can they see the table or no?
No, they can't. See
Okay, I don't know, because
Here,
I don't
hold
even
on.
know what I look like. No, I don't. It's okay.
No, we do know because we see the camera looking right at us.
I see. I don't know though. I don't know. Can you still see
that
us?
better. No, I can see you.
Yeah,
Not the stones.
What about Permillia?
Yes.
All right, just making sure. I'm getting used to this, you guys. It's really
And she doesn't trust me, so.
that is not true. I just don't. Well, Depends. Now, when it comes to making me look ugly, yeah, she will do that. Or with my pants down or whatever. You know it's true.
I did nothing with your pants down, first of all. Do not.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah, so we're rolling, folks. We're rolling. New topics, new energy. Yeah, thanks to Permillia. We love you. I love you. I don't
Aw,
know
I
if
love you guys.
Liz loves you. Liz don't love anyone.
She might not know me well enough to love me.
Well, she knows
I
me well
don't.
enough, and she still don't love me either. So I don't know what to say about that, but I do know.
I know what you can say.
What?
That we're
Done?
not alone.
Oh, you want me to do that, huh? Look at her. She's trying to kick
We're
me out.
all in this together.
Go on.
I can't do it like you can.
Why?
I can't do it the way you can.
I don't do it anyway.
Yeah, you do it.
No,
I'll show you. What?
Do it the way you do it.
Do.
Don't make me laugh.
Do it.
Do it. I can't right now. You always make me laugh. Ah, lizard. Don't let shit get you down. You're not alone. We're all in this mess together. Peace.
See, I couldn't have done it that well.
I didn't even do it good.